I am very excited today to share with you a video that I made on what was it, Thursday night doing DoorDash. And this is one of the things that I'm doing in order to get myself out of debt. My name is Jocelyn, and if you're watching this video, you might be interested in trying to figure out if DoorDash is an option for you in order to supplement income, pay down debt, whatever the case may be. And I will tell you, this night was a little bit challenging. It was a longer night than I normally would go, and I had a lot of little things. But I'm also noticing that this really is a good way to pay down debt. And as I actually start going through some of the budgets and stuff. So I hope you enjoy this video. Maybe you might consider adding it in as well. And I wish you the best of luck in your financial freedom goals and enjoy the video. Thanks. Welcome to another video of me trying to pay down $300,000 worth of debt. Anyways, let's talk a little bit about what I'm doing today and why I like this particular thing. Is it opportunity. So this goes back to the video where I talk about my sister-in-law asked me, what did I make any money doing like Uber and DoorDash? And I said, yeah, of course I do. I said, yeah, whatever. I mean, it's like I'm not going to pay the mortgage doing it as much as I do, but it helps to pay down some money. I said, I'm so far behind, I've really got to catch up a lot. But I want to talk to you about some strategies as you're going through this, and let's say you're working, you're doing this side gig or something like that, and why I like it better than anything else. Well, no, better than other comparable monetary things. One is that I really don't want to do this today. I'll be honest with you. I don't feel like doing this today. I didn't feel well. I ate something at lunch. It was kind of, I don't know. And I laid down for a little bit, and I said to myself, you know what? If I have to place the orders, so I have e-commerce, and I have to go and drop some orders. If I can drop off tomorrow, and I'll still be on time, I'm gonna wait till tomorrow and do this. No, that'd be done today. So I'll lay down a little bit. And it's a lot nicer than doing something like going to a part-time job. Now here's the deal. How do I keep myself motivated to do this? Now here's the problem. Here's what everyone deals with. Motivation, especially when it's something where you don't have to go. No one's going to call you. No one's going to threaten you. I cannot do this for a year or 2 years and get back on. As long as I update my insurance, they'll be fine. Versus something like a part-time job where I have to go in, and if I don't, the first thing that I do is I put everything on a calendar. No, but even before that, I had to realize what was my potential, because what we always like to say is, what we always like to do is, I'm going to do this every single day, and blah, blah, blah. No, that might be you for a while, but what I found was that I couldn't do this every day. And so I said, one of my days, let's do Friday, Saturday. I swear that phone bangs and dings all day. So I had to figure out what was manageable for me. And so I did Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it was the first weekend that I really did. This phone bangs and dings was pretty good. And I had to realize, please don't be an order that hopefully it's the order luckily it was the order that's already out and gone. I had to realize that, of course, every day wasn't going to work. I work a full-time job, and I work a part-time job, and a couple other things that I do as well. And I've done it before where I try different days, and I did Friday, Saturday, and I was like, I like the 3 days. I like the money for the 3 days for the work that I do. it gets me the income that I'm looking for, the extra side income. But I was pretty tired on Thursday, doing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So then I switched to, I think I dropped Friday one day, and Saturday and Sunday. That was okay, but I felt like I could do one more day. And then I think the next week was like Valentine's Day. And so I did Tuesday evening, and I was just doggone tired. I was about to fall asleep all day at work. So I have to work I have to go into the office and drive in on Wednesdays. So I finally realized that this is my week that I'm going to try this. It's Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. It gives me the end of the week off where end of the work week, last day, and then, but of course, I'm not just taking Friday off to not do anything. I am having classes, trying to get some classes going on some platforms I'm on. I do try to work on my Fiverr stuff, so just try to knock those out on Friday, and then maybe get the second round revisions on Wednesdays, or whatever the case may be. And so if you are finding it hard to keep up with this, that was the first thing. I'm skipping around. The second thing was putting it on my calendar. It is on the calendar. Because if you think about it and you're saying, gosh, I could do this all the time, you start to not relax. Like, should I go out today? Should I not? Should I go make money? No. You're going to work Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's it. And if something were to happen, and last weekend, I had a bunch of Fiverr stuff that I got behind on, and I had some other stuff that I got behind. I was like, I just couldn't do it. But my work was being replaced. I was replacing the Uber stuff and the DoorDash with Fiverr stuff. But now I need to plan it a little bit better, so I can add on, not replace. That's what I want to do. And so it's on my calendar. So it's out of sight, out of mind. The rest of the time, I'm not thinking I should be out there. No, you gotta take a break sometime. Now, the alternative is to actually do a part-time job. And I have done that before, where I've worked a normal part-time job because I didn't have a car to do the other stuff. And there were some pluses to that. And I actually still do have a part-time job. Not the same kind of part-time job that most people think about, working somewhere retail or restaurants or something. But what I liked about the part-time job was that there wasn't a lot to it, right? It's not easy sitting around driving around. You go to one place, you work, scan some groceries, and then that's it. Then you go home. And, but this, I'm going to work tonight. I'm going to get paid tonight. This is, if I'm short on something, a lot of times I'll get some free food. Not from stealing, y'all, but sometimes you'll find that people are like, hey, you want this? Sure, sounds good. And so you have to make the choices of if you're finding that the gig stuff isn't working for you, but you need some money, you might just need to pull a part-time job. Go get a part-time job. If you find that you're liking it, but the thing that I'm talking about is you're finding hard to fit it into the day, schedule it. If it's an event like Valentine's Day, I would have done Tuesday and not Thursdays, what I did. If you're finding 5 days is too much, try 4. Try 3 times 2. The best thing about it is it's up to you to make the decision about what works best for you. Because you don't want to keep doing this. Do I have my key? Oh, snap. I think I left my key at the house. Crapola. You don't want to keep doing this. Damn. And, not make it work for you. You got to make it work however you need it to do. And I left the key at the house. I swear. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm about to go do this. I'm about to first drop off some stuff at the post office, drop off some orders, and then go out here and try to make some money. All right, see you next time. Bye.
So let's do a brief little break on this video. Obviously, you can tell I am tired. I have I'm just tired. And as the night goes on, it kind of gets harder for me to concentrate and think. And you're like, yeah, driving around a car, it's really bright, right? And the reason why, and part of the video doesn't make sense when I said, we talked about the video, do I make money? So what happened was my sister-in-law asked me one time, did I make money doing Uber and DoorDash? And I was like, yeah, of course I did. And it might be in the introduction. I can't really remember. And in this section, I talk about why do I like doing things like DoorDash and Uber Eats or Grubhub or Shipt or VO or any of these other things that you've done. And I am working on a video to tell you. I tried every doggone thing out there, and I'll tell you a little bit more about what I did in another video and what I kept and what I tossed. Obviously, I kept DoorDash and Uber. Those are probably the only two out of all of them. I'm still technically on the other platforms, but I don't really do them. The best thing, let's talk about things that make DoorDash. Let's just talk about DoorDash because this was all DoorDash night. I can do it when I want to. I can stop when I want to. I can end when I want to. I don't have to look at my schedule. What time am I supposed to be there? Is it 5 or 6? Is it in the morning? Is it in the afternoon? Am I going to get cut early? Going, what else do you need to get done? Oh, you need to do this at the last minute. You're like, why didn't you tell me this, 20 minutes ago? I was sitting around not doing anything. I don't have to call in. I wasn't feeling well, and I didn't have to call in. I just went out a little bit later. So what are some strategies to keep me going? There was a part where I was talking about the e-commerce. Is like, you really shouldn't do that. You really got to treat it like a job, meaning that don't put it off tomorrow unless it's something that I was going to do. Now, I have done that before where I had another project that I had to get done. It needed to be done by like 11 o'clock that night. And I said, if I go out, I'm not going to finish it. And I'm going to be late. And so this has to be replaced. So sometimes you do. And really, if you're vomiting or something or got a massive headache, it's okay to, stay home every now and then. Or stay home when you're not feeling well. Not every now and then, but just go ahead and stay home. Don't worry about being ill or, something like that. I just was feeling under the weather. I probably was just really tired. The other thing that I do is I place it on my calendar. The days of the week, they are placed on my calendar. It says DoorDash / Uber Eats. And then I just decide that day, what do I feel like doing? Do I feel like doing DoorDash or do I feel like doing Uber? I really just do DoorDash and Uber. So I'm either delivering food or I'm delivering people, whichever one I choose to do. Goals are really particular, and it still takes me some time to figure out what that goal is. I find that money goal is best for me. And what I mean by that is I want to keep going until I hit a certain amount. Then I'll make a decision about whether or not I keep going. And what I find is it works a lot, but I end up working longer because I start looking at the money and go, man, you know what? Maybe another order or two. Sometimes when you get to the night, I said, I shouldn't have took that or I should have just took my butt home. But that's just how I work my goals. If you run into stuff, you're tired, you're frustrated, you're discouraged, find something to keep yourself going. What I try to do is I try to keep this extra stuff on the side to just do like, let's pay for the food. Let's pay for the cat food. Let's pay for your food. And what I'm finding is I'm making much more than I thought I was, that it's actually paying bills as well. And that is a tremendous asset when you're not just thinking about, a variable expense. Well, I could not, pay for food or something like that. And then last, if it doesn't work for you, get a part-time job. If you're like my sister-in-law's friend and you say, man, I'm just really not making any money doing that, it's okay to get a part-time job. Some people don't have the vehicle to do it. Some people don't want to do it. Some people have limitations. There's all sorts of limitations that people have. If it doesn't work for you, get a part-time job. I have a part-time job. And at one point when I didn't have a car, I had a normal part-time job where I actually physically went somewhere and went to work. But I found that it just worked better for me to do this versus, if I had the choice between, it's sort of like weird. If I had to drop my current part-time job or DoorDash Uber, oof, that's hard because that's hard. Yeah, I could pretty much make in a couple of nights what I make in my part-time job. So, but it's nice that this is consistent because I never know. I never know. So I'm glad I don't have to make that choice. But I apologize again for the weirdness in this video. And it's really dark. I swear I had that light thing on. I guess I didn't have it close enough. So it's really dark and it's not the best quality. But hopefully you're starting to see that this is an option for you. And I see all kinds of people doing it. I see young people, old people. I'm in my mid 40s. I see people older than me doing this. I see people who use mobile assistants. I've seen people with kids and, somebody else doing it. I've seen professionals. I remember somebody was doing not so much DoorDash, but a Shipt or Instacart. And he was a small business owner and he was telling me about his business and such. So I would never have imagined I would ever do this. Never, never. There's a part of you that's about pride. It's delivering food. I did that years ago. I worked really hard so I didn't have to. But it doesn't matter. All you got to do is worry about yourself and what you do. Don't worry about, I don't think it's really about what other people think about me. It's just how I felt about myself. But you know what I get tired of? Not being able to pay the bills. So let's keep going. Let's see what else is happening.
Thank goodness, because I was getting discouraged, y'all. I was about to go home. I literally made I think I made a little bit more than what I thought I did, but it's terrible tonight. So I have this order and just go to the bathroom. Anyway, so that's good. But I was just parking. I was thinking to myself, I don't want to do this shit anymore. I'm exhausted. That's why you need these breaks. You have to have some sort of something to motivate yourself to keep going, because some days you're going to have this. Not much money. You don't seem to be making it. You don't seem to be getting anywhere. That's why I want to try to be as honest as I can to let you know that shit ain't easy. It's exhausting and you don't ever seem like it's ever going to end. Now next month might be better.
Let's talk a little bit about this section of the video. I am really getting tired. Got discouraged. It wasn't the best night that I had. I showed you that order right here. And what it is, it's one of the issues when doing any of these gigs or side hustles or whatever you want to call it is trying to figure out how to make the most money. And because what happens is, let's say it's like my sister-in-law's friend where she said, well, I wasn't making money. She didn't strategize. You have to learn the strategy. And this is not about strategies and how to do this. There are plenty of people that do it much better than I do that I have watched over and over again. So definitely, I think your driver, Mike, is probably one of my favorite ones that I learned a lot of about how to really do DoorDash and Uber and all this kind of stuff. I think he does he does a good job. So definitely look at those. It is, this one's a good order because it is $10 and it's a small distance. It's only 2 miles. And you want to do something that's like 2 miles per dollar. No, $2 per mile. So if it's a $2 2-mile order, you want something that's $4. So something that's $10 was really good. And you could see it says it shows, hey, you were you're I don't know what they call me. You basically have a high acceptance rate, and I have like a 5-star reviews. I do a decent job delivering pizzas. I will also tell you that DoorDash has a tendency to give me pizza orders because I have a pizza bag. It's actually a really large catering bag, and when I kind of like the fact that when people get the food from me, that it is hot. And the way I do it is I take a pizza bag or a big catering bag, and it's a little bit better. Like Grubhub and DoorDash will give you a free bag, but they're not the best quality. So I just got one off Amazon, And then what happens is that I turn on the seat warmer, and I have the seat warmer going all the time. And so when you open up the bag, it's nice and hot. It's inside. So even if I get an order that's not too hot, it'll heat up the food a little bit enough. And it's not gonna cook. It's not like gonna scramble eggs on the seat or nothing like that. But when you open it up and like it's steam is coming off of there, and when I drop it off at somebody's house, they're having hot food. And I know that the person does not use a hot bag because when I order, it just comes and just it's terrible. It's cold. Um, but also I realize that there's a lot of places that leave the food sitting on the counter, that they are not keeping it hot for you guys. So if you do not have an order that's hot or cold, it's because there's been sitting out and they're just waiting for somebody to pick it up, which really isn't the best thing. You know, which really should be on some kind of warmer. But anyways, so that's the fact of, kind of what am I trying to say? I think I'm tired again today. I'm trying to hurry up so I can get out here and do a little bit. But it's not easy, y'all, and there are days when I'm just super tired and just kind of going out there. And I know a lot of the other videos show people running around and they're doing, but it can be pretty tiring at the end of the day. All right, let's move on. Let's see what other things I got in this video.
Picking up butter tonight. I've had some decent last orders were pretty good. And got a tip. An extra tip. Extra cash tip. He already tipped me $5. And he gave me another cash tip. I love cash tips. I know there's always kind of talk about people who tip in cash. I mean, it's tipping society. I'll tell you, most people who are tipping to really do appreciate it. It's hard. It's hard out here. $1 or $2, or I've gotten $4, $5, $10. I've always been so appreciative of it. So just know that it's really going towards people who really do need it. I'm a glutton for punishment, so I'm pretty tired. It's 9:46, so I've been on since 5. It's been steady, not, did I tell you I got a $5? That's how tired I am. Got a $5 cash tip, so that's always good. Cash is always good. I don't know how much I've made. Thought about doing Uber, but I'm kind of enjoying not having to be bothered with anybody right now. And no one talks a lot about how tiring this is. Whether or not you're working a part-time job, and it's just go work, and it's like you're going to be tired and you're going to be exhausted, and some days it's not going to be very good. Some days it's not going to be very fun. They don't talk about that. They don't talk about the fact that I just want to go home, that I don't want to be out here all night. And when you see how much I make, you're going to be, it's definitely not the $25 or so they advertise. I think it'll probably be better than minimum wage. And the best thing about it is, every time I end the shift and DoorDash pays me, so I'll go home with my money, not just the cash tips I got, but I also will go home with my money.
Let's talk about getting paid. When I first started, I would do the direct deposit, get it paid, put into my checking account. If you do that every week, it's free. Now, Uber, and I know Uber and DoorDash do this. You can sign up for their card. It's a debit card. And if you sign up for their debit card, then what they will do is at the end of your DoorDash shift, or every order that you complete on Uber, sorry, they will deposit onto their card. And it has an app, and you can actually, I don't know if Uber does, but I know DoorDash does, has a checking account. So checking account, so it has a routing number and an account number, so you can deposit checks into it. What's nice is they pay me early, so my part-time job gets put on that account as well. And there's a little bit of rewards, if you go out and spend some money. You make like a penny every single time you use the card or something like that. Something crazy. But what I started to do, which helped me to get motivated when I first started this, was I would say, this is how much I need to spend on, let's say, cat food, or I need to go grocery shopping. And I either would either work to get the money for the cat food, or the, let's just say, cat food. And then I knew how much I needed to earn. For example, if I went and spent $100 on cat food, I'd say, Jocelyn, you have to go out and earn out that $100 back to pay to cover the cost of the cat food. So that was my first motivation when I was kind of tired, didn't really feel like doing it, was to tie it with something very monetary. Like I have to. But the other thing is, or other times, it is, hey, look, I don't have any food, or I don't have any cat food. I need to go buy some cat food. Go out there and go do it. And then by the time you're done, you end your shift and there's your money for the cat food. So it's very convenient and easy to use, and they'll send you the card, and it's great. I've actually moved some particular bills onto that card just because I kind of get tired of the big Wells Fargo and being constantly, that's a whole other thing. But PayPal used to be my jam. Now it's moving over to that. So that's what that is. That can help you out tremendously. You really need some money right now. You can go out right now if you have that card, but you could also do a withdrawal, and I think it's like 50 cents. So that's not bad. If you want to do like an end of the shift withdrawal, you can do like it's 50 cents. But what's nice is I don't have to go ask for the money. It's there when I'm done, and it's great. So that's the probably the biggest reason, beyond just, making money, why I decided to keep DoorDash and Uber over the other ones.
It is now 12:20 in the morning, and the last just couple hours were just terrible. Little privileged kids or something ordering a pint of ice cream at 12 o'clock, and then not leaving a tip. And then, so let's talk about how much I made. So I made 122, whatever that number is. I took the picture before, 122 something, plus the $10 cash tip. And if you think of it as, wow, how is $132 gonna get you down your $300,000 in debt? If you think of it that way, you'll quit. You have to think of it differently and start tackling things like, what will $132 pay for? See you next time. Bye.
That's it. That's the end. I got home, I think, what was it, 12:30. I was out a lot longer than what I thought I was. I usually don't stay out that late. The last order was, I said I was going to pick it up. But anyways, let's look at what I made. So this was just, what was it? One day. No, Thursday. So the 122.53 is just what I made for Thursday. That's the day. Golly. That was the day I was out. And you see, DoorDash paid me $76.75. That was base pay and some peak pay. I got $45.78 in tips, but I actually got another 10, so it's $54.78. It'll say active time, which is 6 minutes. So, and then you see dash time, which is not 6 minutes, 6 hours. And then you see dash time, which is 7 hours. And what that means is there was an hour that I was like on the platform, but I had taken a break. I think I went to the bathroom, or stopped in recording a video or something like that, or stretching my legs or something. Or I was sitting idle and I didn't get an order. And therefore, it was 6 hours of time that I'm actually doing something with the DoorDash. I'm driving to the place. I am waiting on the orders. And I felt that it might be a little bit, maybe 5 hours of active, kind of active, but maybe it was a little bit less or something. So, we'll just go by the 6 hours. So if you say 122.53 plus an extra 10, that was a total of 132.53 divided by 6, which is $22.89. So not bad. Definitely not the 25, but still pretty good. A lot better than what I started when I first started. There have been days where I've made like $10 I was out for an hour. I sat around for a long time and I made $10. And so it does fluctuate a bit. And when I tell people about this, they say, "Well, that's all you." I have a friend who, whenever I tell her about something, even though she's in debt, she doesn't really want to do much more than what she's doing. And I'm like, you could do this, and it's like, "Oh, that's not any money." I'm like, well, actually, yeah, it is when you think about it. 122.53. That is, it's almost a power bill for the entire month. It's actually over the power bill for the entire month. So if you think about it like that, and if you think about it as this is going to pay the power bill, so I don't have to pay for it out of my normal paycheck. This will pay the minimum payment on the credit card. So, or the extra money, maybe I'll divide that over 4. And this month I'll put in $25 more into a credit card, and I'll keep the 22 left over for whatever. And if you think about it like that, it makes it manageable. When I first started, especially when um, I was doing more stuff, um, it was always about how do I do this to quit my job. It was never about getting out of debt. It was always how do I do this so I can quit my job, or how do I do this to pay down to get rid of the car payment so I can pay off the car. And hey, if you got $1,000 left on your car, that seems manageable. But when you got over $10,000 left in payments on your car, 18, 122 it doesn't seem like it's worth it. So you really do have to sit down and try to think about things in chunks. Not I'm going out to make some money for some cat food to pay off this, which would get me a little extra money. The kids need to have their camp fees this week. I really need to. We're going out of town, and I want to make sure that we pay for part of our vacation in cash versus putting it on the credit card. There's all sorts of things, not the whole entire vacation. It'd be if you're going to the cabins or something. But let's just think about this. Let's say I made 122.53. I do that 3 times. Let's do a calculator real quick. Let's see what that looks like. So let's say I do 120. Let's just make it an even 120. 120, and I do that 3 days a week. Okay. That's 360 times 52 weeks a year. $18,000, $20,000. Now remember, you do have to pay taxes on this. This is 1099, meaning you don't pay any taxes on this. So you still need to pay taxes. That's why I work as well, because the taxes I pay in work um, help to offset the taxes that I had to pay and don't. This is not a tax thing, so we're not going to worry about that. Because I've already paid the thing of it is if I'm working, I've paid taxes, and now I get that tax money back and cut that part out. But that's just 3 days a week. 20. Let's do 6 hours. Like I said, today wasn't the best day. I would think that some days are a little bit better than this. I've made this sometimes on 4 hours and 18 hours, just a little bit, a couple nights a week doing this every single, don't think of it as every single week, a couple nights a week, adding a full-time job, adding a part-time, or even just to keep with your full-time job. Let's say if you're making $60,000 a year, let's just do an even 50. Now that's 68,000. That's a lot different number to work with. And if you start adding in other things, and then it starts starts to feel manageable. But if we look at this and say, I need to pay down a mortgage, student loan debt, if you got a bunch of it, it will seem too overwhelming. But I also think that part of my thing is I want to do it as fast as I can. I don't want to do this for years and years and years. I want to do it as fast as I can. And of course, we all know once we start paying down debt, the amount of debt is less. Oh, because you don't have as much interest and stuff like that. So, anyways, but hopefully you enjoyed this video and you learned something about how you can incorporate DoorDash into your debt relief, and that it yes, there'll be times when you're really energetic and you're excited, and other times it's just really kind of tiring and slow. And it's just up to you to figure out what works for you. That's what it is all about. What works for you? You may not like DoorDash. Some days I don't like it. Some days maybe you're like, you don't know how many times I'm like, if I deliver this one doggone pizza again, but that's all right. We're going to get through this together. And hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I'd appreciate you give it a thumbs up so that the YouTube algorithms will share it to other people who are on this journey as well. And leave some comments, about whether or not you do DoorDash and whether or not where have you been able to do it to help to get yourself financial freedom. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.